Okay. Oh, you guys, it's been a minute. I'm not sure why today was the day that I decided to pick back up the camera, but I tried to film this video like 6 or 7 times this morning and just kept getting in my own head about what to say and how I looked and how the shot looked and everything like that. And I already know editing me is not going to be a big fan of like the way that I've positioned my knee here, but it's really comfortable in the moment and we just have to be a little bit more forgiving with ourselves. But as you guys saw, took a quick break from that, went and got Zeke's, which felt right to me and hopefully to some of you as well. Still like the best coffee in DC in my opinion. But yeah, I clearly haven't posted in a little bit and wanted to sit down and kind of catch you guys up on everything that's happened in the last like 3 or 4 months now. I made a little note on my computer of everything just so I wouldn't get too sidetracked. But I have a feeling this is going to be quite a long intro to the rest of today's vlog. So maybe pause, grab your own coffee. If you're in DC, maybe go get Zeke's and we'll jump into it. Clearly I've been feeling a little bit lost the past couple of months and just really overwhelmed in that feeling. And I think a lot of people my age are going through that. And I've really been trying to like take a second to step back and process like why exactly I'm feeling that way and what's causing that, if that's just like the growing pains of your mid-20s or if it's something specific that I'm doing. And I think that there's a couple reasons I kind of stepped back from YouTube and really all social media the last couple of months. First, and probably the easiest and most concrete for me to process, was my 9-to-5 got really tough starting like beginning of March. I used to be a lot more protective over like my job title, the job company, what I did. But honestly, it's so easy to find and I feel like most people know anyway at this point. But my company has, I think 14 or 15 offices now, and I'm in charge of our DC's marketing department. But we recently opened a Northern Virginia office, and the past like 3-4 months, I was kind of in charge of getting that up and running, and trying to balance both was so incredibly hard. It was probably the most demanding and just difficult period I've had in my professional career so far, and editing this video is going to be a nightmare for me because I've started and stopped tangents of thoughts like 8 times already. But these past 3 months managing and making sure both marketing departments were up and running and pitches were going well and clients were happy and everything, like our brokers were happy, was the most demanding 3 months of my career to date. And it honestly just completely depleted me. It was an insane amount of pressure and I feel like I was just so out of control of everything. It was just constantly throwing balls up in the air and being like, what is gonna fall first and how do I fix that? And then immediately going to catch the next ball that was gonna fall. And I think things have kind of settled down. We've been able to hire more people. We've brought the right people on board. And honestly, like I did it. And I'm really proud of myself that I can like step back and be like, wow, like, yes, there were some like minor slip ups along the way, but I didn't massively let anybody down, and I did a really good job handling it, I think, especially for my age and my experience and just everything of that sort. And I'm trying to get better at giving myself credit where credit's due, because I feel like I constantly downplay my successes and the amount of responsibility that I have at my job. I do it on YouTube, I do it in my personal life, and I don't know why I do that. I think it's partially a fear of like coming off as arrogant or giving off the impression that I don't think that there's things that I need to improve on, because there's a million things I need to improve on. I have so many things at work that I think I can do better or goals to hit. And a part of that certainly comes from posting stuff on the internet and knowing that everything I say could be misconstrued or taken out of context, or I think that you guys have full context on a situation because I'm just so in the thick of my day-to-day life. But you know, when it's 5 minutes of a day, like maybe it doesn't come across as clear as I thought it did or whatever. So I'm trying to get better at like letting go of other people's opinions of me that don't actually know me. I don't know if I mentioned this already, but I feel like whenever it's kind of a double-edged sword. If I just come on here and everything's great, life is great, it's that I'm out of touch or my job isn't hard and I'm not actually working that hard. You know, that's like one side of the argument. But then if I come on here and I'm like, the amount of pressure that was on me was really not fair, like you know, complaining about work to some degree, then it's like, she's so unprofessional. Why would she put that on the internet? Like, she doesn't know how to handle it. Like, she's not good at her job. She's not qualified. And I think some people, obviously not everybody, majority of people who watch this channel are so incredibly supportive and make my life so much better. But the like select few just need to take a step back and realize that I have the common sense not to post something on the internet that would come back to bite me in the butt in a professional way, or I would never put something on the internet that I wouldn't feel comfortable saying to anybody at my company's face, because it is the internet and they could very well see it. And I love my job. I love my company. I am so endlessly grateful to be in my position that I'm in. It's not realistic that you're gonna wake up every day and love every second of your job. Like, there are going to be days that are really tough and really hard and push you arguably to your limit. And obviously you don't want a job where that's every day. But having those days is part of having a job. I could ramble on that for another 30 minutes, but for the video's sake, I'm gonna wrap it up there. I think another reason I've taken a step back from posting is I've just been really enjoying my life offline. I think as I get older, I really value privacy, especially with my friends and relationships and the day-to-day aspect of my life. I am just so incredibly lucky to have the best group of people around me in DC. And I just, like, with work being so demanding and so tough these past couple of months, like, I can't imagine any other world than being able to get off my job and hang out with these people and have them be in my life and just make everything so much fun. Posted tidbits here and there on Instagram of some of the stuff that I've been up to, like kind of in my more personal life. I feel like I should scroll through my camera roll just to do like a really quick recap. I honestly can't even remember the last time I filmed a video. I feel like it was right before my birthday maybe, so like end of March. My friend Sam and I had a joint birthday party. I feel like I remember talking about it on the channel, but I can't remember if I filmed anything after the party. But that was so much fun. We like rented out a bar. I flew out my friend who's a photographer to just like capture everything, and she killed it. She is incredibly talented. I'll have her Instagram link down below, but that was just like such a fun night for all of us. And there's something so special about having photos with your friends, because I feel like we just always forget to take them when we're out, or if we do, they're like all post photos. So having like these like very organic candids of all of us like hanging out and laughing or like hugging somebody when they walk in, like that's just, there's no money value on that for me. Like I would pay anything to have all of those things documented, because I feel like these are such pivotal years in my life. Like I'm never gonna be 25 in a city with a group of the best people I know, where none of us have kids, none of us really have like absolutely pressing demands, and inevitably some of us are going to end up moving away, or people are going to get married and move, or you know, like children. Like in 10 years our lives are all going to look completely different. So while we're all so young and just can be dumb together, it's so like I'll just do anything for these people, you know what I mean? Like I said, I feel like the big highlights kind of already made their way to like an Instagram photo dump, but we took a little weekend trip to the beach that was honestly so good for me. This was like in the peak of this like crazy work time, and just being able to take like one single day off and just go unplug. Like I put my phone on airplane mode. I was like, I am here with my friends, I'm present. And I like got back to the office on Monday and people were like, wow, you look good. Like you look so refreshed, you look so happy. And it really was so good for me. And I feel like that's a trip that I'm always gonna remember. I definitely didn't get to fit in as much travel as I would have liked to this summer. I've had like a couple of quick work trips. I went to Texas, I went to Chicago, and again, I'm very lucky to have leadership that when I'm like, hey, I kind of want to go to Chicago for 2 days to do X, Y, and Z, they're like, yeah, go, like we'll support it. And that's always really good for my morale, is like being in the other offices with the other marketing departments and other just like brokers and markets and learning about those. I feel like it just always inspires me to like bring new things back to our offices. So that was fun. But besides that, a lot of just exploring DC, different bars and music venues, restaurants. I've been really enjoying having people over on my rooftop, going to other friends' rooftops. We've also been into extremely niche party themes. A good example of that, in my opinion, was kebabs. Everything had to be on a kebab stick, including like cookies, jello shots, just general like fruit, regular kebabs. So it's been this weird mix of like the most challenging, demanding 3 months in my life, yet some of the most fun and memorable 3 months as well. So trying to find that balance and just like get through the day to day. Obviously vlogging wasn't really a priority, but I do miss it. And you know, there's aspects of it that I really enjoyed not being online, and it was kind of refreshing for me to be like, I still have a full personality and identity outside of this. But I did really miss aspects of it. Like I do love using this like creative side of my brain and being able to like work on the business side of it. I love like working with local businesses and meeting you guys, and especially like out at bars. I think that that's so funny. I'm gonna try to concisely wrap up my thoughts here because I know I've been talking for like 15 minutes. But I'm not 100% sure how I want to move forward with this channel, and I think we're just gonna take it day by day. I'm trying to take some of the pressure off to be like, you have to post every week. It has to be this, this, and that. You need to have this many sponsored videos, this many unsponsored videos, and just kind of post what feels right. I think I also want to shift my content a little bit more away from me and more towards like DC and local businesses and things that are happening in DC, things to do, places to go, which I don't 100% know how to format yet, just because so much of my day-to-day life is just me going to work and coming home. And maybe that's more on TikTok rather than YouTube, just because it's easier to make that like short form content, and maybe that's what people want. So again, I'm just trying to take some of the pressure that I put on myself off of me and get better at just letting go of other people's opinions that don't really know me, like the random DMs I get that are just like absolutely picking apart random things that I do or say, and just letting go that if that's somebody's perception of me, like they're allowed to feel that way, they're allowed to have that perception, and that doesn't actually need to impact my day-to-day. And to focus more on like bettering the relationships that I have in person and making sure that I'm showing up for my friends and coworkers and family in the way that they're showing up for me. So that's the actually pretty long synopsis of everything I've been up to the last like 3 or 4 months. But it's currently Sunday afternoon. It's a little bit after 2:30. I need to run a couple of errands, just grab like a couple of things from Target and Trader Joe's. My apartment's pretty clean. I'll flip you guys around in a second. I don't think anything has changed since the last time you guys have seen it, but also honestly I can't remember. But I need to put away some laundry and like small stuff like that, so I figured I'd take you guys along for that today, and then we'll go from there. Like I was saying, I don't think anything too major has changed in the apartment. Some like very minor things, new candle, a few new little plant guys. I'm so proud of this one. I bought this one dying, and I think I've nursed it back to health. Like you can see there's a few leaves that still need some help, but there's so much new growth here on the bottom. I feel like he's definitely gonna make it. This pothos though, on the other hand, is not looking as luscious as when I first got it, which is crazy because I feel like they're one of the easiest plants to keep alive. Like you can't under or overwater them. So if anybody has any advice or like sees something immediately wrong with this, would actually really appreciate a comment on that. Everything in the living room I feel like is the same. Little man over there is doing well himself. I feel like that's like the second most common DM I get right now is like, are you coming back to YouTube, and how is Leo? Leo is doing great. He is a thriving little man. Just woke up from a nap and is like a little groggy, but besides that, he is still king of the castle. And then I don't think anything has changed in here or the bathroom either. That plant on the right, I moved in from the kitchen. That's relatively new, but I don't think it's doing well either. I'm hoping moving it in here, the lighting will be better. I can't tell if I'm over or under watering it. I just feel like it definitely shouldn't be these two different colors. So I need to do some research into that sometime this week as well. I don't even know what type of plant this is. So that's probably a good place to start, but it's a cute idea in theory, these little shelves. They're so good. I just got back from the stores. They were both insanely crowded because it's a Sunday and I feel like that's when majority of people run errands. But I figured I'd run through what I got super quickly. Nothing like revolutionary. From Target, I just picked up 2 of the cold brews that I always drink. If you know, you know. I also picked up 2 of these little turkey sticks. These are my absolute favorites. I like the chomps because they sell them in bigger sizes, and I can't find these in bulk in bigger sizes, at least in stores near me. I feel like I see them sometimes at Smoothie Kings, like the full-size ones. So I just get the mini ones. I really like these for pre-workout snacks or like after work if I'm running somewhere and just need something to hold me over. And then the last thing I picked up from Target was just a box of tampons. These are the absolute best ones. These are the Cora organic cotton tampons. If you aren't using organic tampons, you absolutely need to switch. If you don't listen to anything I ever say ever again, switch to organic tampons. I can't even get into it right now. The difference is unbelievable. My period is like 1 to 2 days shorter. I get severely less cramps. You just like, I don't even, like, you just have to. You absolutely have to. Then I just picked up some snacky type items from Trader Joe's because I have a HelloFresh box coming tomorrow and I still have a meal or 2 left over from last week because I was traveling. So these are just kind of like random snacks or things to add to meals, stuff like that. The first thing I got are these Cacio e Pepe Puffs. I don't think I said that right, but these are so good. I'm obsessed with them. They're kind of like a more peppery pirate's booty. So I ended up grabbing 2 bags of these because I love these when I want a snack but I'm not actually hungry. I feel like that's me a lot. Like when I am hungry and want a snack, I eat something more filling, but there's times where I'm just bored and I like want to eat something, and I feel like this is always like very satisfying for me. I picked up a bag of bell peppers. I really like snacking on these as well. A little bit healthier of a snack. I picked up a refill of this avocado oil spray. I grabbed a couple more refills. I have this pesto. Sorry if you can hear Leo's feet are going off in the back. And then just black pepper. They've been out of the lemon pepper for months. Like, I'm wondering if it's my Trader Joe's or they discontinued it, but I love the lemon pepper. So if anybody has seen it at their Trader Joe's, can you please leave a comment down below? Grab some blueberries to snack on, some goat cheese just because I love goat cheese. I feel like this with the peppers is good. And then one of the HelloFresh meals I have in my fridge has feta, and I found that feta really hurts my stomach, but goat cheese doesn't, so I'm just gonna swap that out. Then I picked up a bunch of these little fruit leathers. I feel like a few of them fell out of my bag. Like, I consciously remember picking up 5 of each of the apple apricot and apple raspberry, but I only have 3 of the apple raspberry and 5 of these, so let go and let God, I guess. And then the last thing I picked up was just this green tea lemonade. I had this in a cocktail last night and it was delicious. It was like a summer lemonade gin mixed drink. I'll try to find a recipe and put it on the screen, but it was so good. So I definitely want to recreate that. That is everything that I picked up. My camera battery is flashing because I talked for probably an hour straight this morning. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this stuff away, charge up the camera, and then probably make dinner and hang on the rooftop for a bit.